Hey, good evening, Southern Nash fans, and welcome to the latest edition of Firebird Friday Night Lights. We're here live from Wilson, North Carolina, as the Southern Nash Firebirds take on the Fike Golden Demons. The first game of conference play tonight, as Southern Nash comes into the game 6-0, and Fike comes in with a record of 2-4. Tonight's game is sponsored by Wilson Mold and Machine. So we'll be, obviously everybody that listens knows we'll be talking about them later in the game, and we'll be coming up with some awards. I guess we'll have a mold award and a machine award of some kind for Wilson Mold and Machine. So once again, my name is Brent Cohn. I'll be doing the commentary tonight, joined by my partner here, Nick Lamb. How you doing tonight, Nick?
Doing well.
We're looking forward to see how Southern Nash fares starting the conference tonight, as they have basically dominated the pre-conference schedule. So as the captains are now lined up, getting ready to come out for the coin toss, tonight's captains are for Southern Nash, number 4, Hunter Thorne, number 5, Zach Jones, number 20, Quentin Cooley, and number 2, back to number 2, Matt Foster. No wardrobe malfunctions this week, thank goodness. So we will go down to the field now and see the coin toss.
And back judge Jordan Richardson.
You got any questions or concerns during the game? Come up to the nearest official. We're trying to help you out as best we can. Captain's a good thing. We expect you guys to help us out. We don't mind you celebrating a good play. Just make sure you get on this side of the ball, celebrating a good teammate, talking trash, pointing things, anything like that across the line. Right? So glad that you guys are home, and that's all you do. Southern, you guys are the venue. We're going to call you Fike. And so you are the business, you can make sure it's the coin toss at the very time. Got a corner area right there. Okay. And look at it. So you won the top. So you can throw your option to the second half, or you can start doing since they want to receive it, you guys want to pitch. Or if you look after that, put your back to that. Right? Put your back to it.
Evan stuttered.
Offside penalty against Southern Nash.
Evan stuttered bad, man. Yeah.
Evan, you can't stutter. You can't stutter.
We'll be able to get the thing straight down and get the hopefully. So with the re-kick, Evan goes with his famous pooch high kick. Oh, it's down. The ball's still loose. And it looks as if Fike has recovered. So the ball was loose there for a moment. Isaiah Walker Warren very. In last night's JV game, the Firebirds Demons JV team by a score of 54-20. The actual first kickoff, of course, Southern scored first, and on the first kickoff to the Golden Demons, it was a recovered onside kick. So the JV team actually scored 22 points last night within the first 5 minutes of the game as they went on to the 54-20 win. So first place from scrimmage, and Fike is going to run from the shotgun right off the bat. Looks like they're going to, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. He's going to gain some yardage there. Looks like maybe 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry.
Carried by number 4, Michael Rand. Gain of 6, brings up second down. Carried by number 9, Curtis.
Looks like maybe a gain of about a half a yard. It's going to bring up third and about 3, maybe 4 yards. So a big opportunity right here for the Firebirds to put a stop to this drive, this initial drive of the Golden Demons. And the flags come out. As I believe Octavius Carpenter was flagged for motion as he went down to tie his shoe. Now, that does qualify for a false start. Yep. So that's going to move him back to third, and it looks like about 8. So that's huge there. That could be a big play. So a handoff up the middle. He breaks free. That's enough yardage for first down. As the Fike running back Michael Rand charges up the middle, is going to bring up another first down for the Golden Demons. I keep wanting to call them the Demon Deacons. We're not playing Wake Forest. So that's going to be first and goal from the 10. Another handoff up the middle. He's got running room. He's going to be stopped shy of the goal line, probably around the 2 maybe. Just like I think I call it down at the 3. So it'll be second and goal from the 3. So far, Southern Nash is having a tough time stopping the offense of Fike. Another run up the middle. He's met in the backfield this time by initial contact. It was assisted by Terrence Raspberry. That initial contact. Who was that on that initial contact, Nick?
I couldn't tell.
I believe it was Tariq. Excuse me. Yeah, Tariq McCargo on the initial contact.
I must say it looked like it had been Tariq.
So it's going to be 3rd and 5. Looks like there's a little. It's like they're going to do a play call from the line of scrimmage here, changing things up. Quarterback's going to keep it for himself, and he's going to punch it in the end zone for a touchdown. So Fike, the Golden Demons draw first blood against Southern Nash. And with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter, Fike takes the lead, 6-0 over the Firebirds. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the first time this season that the Firebirds have trailed
I do believe you are right on that.
So the Fike kicker is on to attempt the PAT here. So a lot of movement on the line there. Not sure who jumped first. It's going to be against the Firebirds. So that'll move the PAT half the distance to the goal. So Fike will switch up, and instead of kicking for the PAT, they have decided to go for the 2-point conversion. So as the handoff up the middle, it's a quick pitch out, and no defense there at all. As Fike converts for the 2-point conversion and takes the early lead, 8-0 over the Firebirds. Tell you, Nick, that was a nice mix of the pass and run. They moved down the field very well. Southern really was looking flat.
Looked like they weren't guess wrong and everything, because like you said, a good mix of the pass and run by Fike.
So credit to the Golden Demons head coach. For watching his game films and being a little prepared there. So we'll see what kind of adjustments that the Firebirds can make on defense. So as Fike lines up for their first kickoff of the evening. Yeah, Quentin Cooley and Isaiah Walker-Warren back deep to receive the kick. The kick is away. It's a squib kick down the middle, fielded by Hunter Thorne. He's going to bring it back up the middle, swing to the outside. Still got some running room, and he's brought down at about the Southern Nash 42-yard line. So Southern will take over on their first offensive possession, 1st and 10 from their own 42. So great field position to start with here.
Really is, especially when you have weapons like Southern does with Quentin Cooley, who has 25 touchdowns on the year already so far, as well as Matt Foster, who has a total of 12 touchdowns on the year.
So as Jackson Vick goes into motion, it's a handoff up the middle to Quentin Cooley. He's going to be met by the Golden Demon defense. He's going to pick up, looks like about maybe 4 yards on the carry. We'll call it 4. It's going to bring up 2nd and 6 from the Firebird 46-yard line. So with 5 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Southern Nash is now threatening to cross over into Fike territory as Matt Foster steps up under center. It's a pitch out to Jackson Vick. He's got a little room up the middle. Looks like he's definitely going to have enough yardage for the first down. He runs into a wall of Fike defenders. Looks like it's going to be a gain of about 7 on the play, and that will be enough for a first down for the Firebirds as they breach the Fike Golden Demon territory and take over 1st and 10 from the Fike 47-yard line. So a little bit slower bites here tonight, Nick, than Southern normally does. No big explosive play to start with. Kind of settling in. So another handoff to Quentin around the end, and he's going to be stopped short again with a gain of about
3.
About 3 yards on the play. You know, it's funny to say he was stopped short. A lot of running backs would kill for a 3-yard per carry average.
Yeah.
for Quentin, that's a little uncommon. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 7 from the 44-yard line of Fike. Foster back under center. Quick pitch around to Cooley. He's going to try around the end. Oh,
He's
little
going.
misdirection. He sticks through the middle. He's down deep. He's all the way to the 10-yard line. Wow, sneaky smooth Quentin Cooley. Even I lost track of him.
I did too, but he got stuck up
in the middle of the pack. We need to make sure are there 2 number 20s out there for Southern Nash, because he came from out of nowhere in the middle of that pack, and very reminiscent of a young man by the name of Zonovan Knight last year that would just appear out of a pack and just explode. So big gain for Quentin. It's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Firebirds. Matt Foster's going to hand off again. Looks like it's a pitch out to Jackson Vick, who's going to take it down about to the 1-yard line. We'll call that the 2. We'll give him down to the 2. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. So Southern very quickly threatening after that great play, that great running play from Quentin. So Quentin's going to line up wide to the left this time with, and he's going to get the pitch. He's back up the middle. He's going to be stopped short. It's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd down at goal from about the 1-yard line. So it definitely appears that Fike is keying on number 20 tonight. So other than that breakaway run that he had a couple of plays ago, they've really been able to zone in on Quentin and kind of stop him.
Yeah.
So normally, this is the time of the game when he slips somebody in there other than Quentin and catches them off guard. So we'll see if he does that now as Zach Jones is back with him and Jackson Vick. And Quentin's going to get the call again, and he's going to punch it in the end zone. Touchdown, Firebirds.
Southern answers back quickly.
So with 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Southern is on the board. And it looks as though they're going to go for the tie. They're going to stay out, and they're going to go for the 2-point conversion as well. As Matt Foster comes back to the huddle to convey the play to the offense. Big Luke Watson steps up to take the snap. As Jackson goes into motion, it's Quentin Cooley back up the middle again, and it's good. And it's good. I just turned the lights off on everybody in the whole booth. My elbow hit the lights. And so with the 2-point conversion, Southern ties it up at 8 apiece with 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So far this has seemed to be a pretty evenly matched game. I guess one thing we have to take note of here is how many players are playing both ways for each team, as fatigue will set in. As Evan Barnes goes back to kick, he kicks it deep. It's fielded clean. The return ensuing here. He's going to swing it out wide this way. He's going to be
looking to be wrapped up.
So he's going to be wrapped up, brought down as Fike will take over 1st and 10 in their own territory. Looks like from the 22-yard line. So not a lot of return by the by the Golden Demons. So it was great special teams coverage there by the Firebirds. So as Fike will now operate from the short side of the field towards their sidelines from the hash mark as they will remain in the shotgun. So it's going to be a handoff up the middle. He's stopped by the defensive wall. Still being pushed back.
I think it was Xavier Burgess.
Xavier Burgess on the stop there. He ran into the wall, and I guess Xavier just came out of the wall. He was the one brick that popped out and stayed with him for the stop there. For no gain on the play. Still going to be 2nd and 10 from the 22. The snap is high. The pass is over the middle to Octavius, and he fumbles it around, but falls incomplete as he is unable to get the handle on that pass. Nice defense there by Isaiah Walker-Warren.
Staying with him. Like he kind of had a step on Isaiah at the line, and Isaiah caught back up and
he had to step up
with him.
Yeah, I believe if he'd been able to hold on to that ball, it could have been bad news. So they need to cut that route off a little bit better. So they fall back into sort of a zone look here, away from the man-to-man. Quarterback's back to pass. It's a kind of a flood pass. It falls into his hands. He just happens to be there. He's brought down out of bounds by Isaiah Walker-Warren at about the Southern Nash 38-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. It looks to be around the area of what could be interference.
I think that's what's going to end up being.
Got to see who that's called on. Could be offensive pass interference as that receiver did push off and find his way clear with no Southern Nash defenders around him. And it looks to be that way as as the referee is talking. It is pass interference against Fike, so that will bring that big play all the way back.
Back up around their 11, it looks like.
Yeah, that's going to bring up 3rd and really long. Yeah, that was kind of a lame duck kind of pass. It kind of slipped out of the quarterback's hand, and when he suddenly became open, it was apparent that he had to have pushed off because there was 3 Firebirds right there kind of pushed into each other. So good call by the officials there. So it looks like that's going to bring up 3rd and about 20. So the quarterback scrambles. He's going to be brought down. They're still got big hit.
That was Tariq McCargo again.
Yeah, but with Devontae Edmondson coming in with the exclamation point on the end of that tackle. So that's going to bring up 4th down, and it looks like it's going to be close to 4th and 20. So Fike will punt for the first time this evening, as their punter will be punting from the end zone. We'll see if they send the Firebirds after this. Now he does get the punt away, but not really a great punt. It gets a nice roll, though, as it still rolls and going to be blown dead just shy of the 50-yard line. So the Firebirds will take over in Fike territory. So great field position for the Firebirds. You know, the defense there, they had some good stops, but I think Lady Luck also shined on them a little bit there with that drop pass.
Oh yeah.
And
the pass interference.
As well as the pass interference. So as Big Mossy Oak steps back up to the line to take control of the ball, Foster will operate from the shotgun this time, as he's got Daniel Batchelor out wide to this way. And he's going to keep it for himself with a gain of about 3 on the play. They're only going to give him a yard on that carry, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
It was number 99 Bullock on the tackle there for Fike.
Because he brings the wideouts back in. He gets the handoff up quick. And Quentin's still on his feet. He's breaking away. He's breaking tackles. He's still up. Finally pushed out of bounds. My goodness, how strong are that kid's legs. He's going to take that one all the way down to the, looks like the 15-yard line. Fike.
This is unreal how talented he is right now and how much leg power he already has.
So I keep wanting to call the Golden Demons the Demon Deacons. I can tell you the Demon Deacons have got to be watching tonight and licking their chops at seeing what they've got coming next year with Quentin. So with that big run, that's going to bring up the end of the first quarter. As for the first time this season, after trailing, Southern is tied with their opponent, and it's 8-8 as they move the chains. So this time we'd like to once again recognize our sponsor for this evening, Wilson Machine and Mold, or Mold and Machine. We thank them. They're longtime Firebird supporters, and we definitely appreciate them giving the opportunity to these young men, as I always like to preach to everybody, to be seen live on TV and for not only their family and friends back home, around the state, or across the country, able to watch and join in. The old they've got Firebird faithful alumni that are watching from around the country, as well as colleges that are scouting these young men. So thank you, Wilson Mold Machine, for making this possible this evening. Some of our other sponsors throughout the year, we like to mention them during the games. Obviously, everybody knows I've been a little impartial to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, as well as Bojangles. So Matt Foster with the keeper. He's swinging around the end. He's got room to go. A flag flies in. Matt Foster is going to be in for the touchdown, but a flag is down.
I think that's going to be on.
Along with a second flag that came in towards the end of the play. The first flag was kind of in that territory of holding, and that's what it's going to be against the Firebirds. The second flag is picked up, so it looks like there will be no second call. So that's going to negate, once again, Matt Foster's touchdown run. That seems to be the normal formula there for the young quarterback Matt Foster, as he as a big play is brought back. It's going to bring up 1st and 20.
As we've seen the past 2 weeks, worn out. The flags have kind of been a factor on offense with the holding, and
a lot of offsides.
Yeah.
So as Jackson Vick gets the call this time, he's going to be stopped in the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get much of anything. So that's going to bring up 2nd. And we'll call that 17. So as Matt Foster steps back up under center and ready, takes the snap. It's going to be handed back off to Quentin Cooley up the middle. He's going to trek forward about to the original line of scrimmage. Looks like that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Well, we'll call it, oh, he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him not a favorable spot there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
Going up on a 3rd and long for the Firebirds here.
Yeah, they're well inside the Fike territory, but I know they would like to go ahead and get some of these yardage knocked off before 4th down comes up. Quentin's going to pick up a few there. Looks like he's going to pick up maybe 4.
Get a little bit past the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 4th down and 9. So looking to see if possibly go for a field goal attempt, but Brian Foster will not. He's going to go for it on 4th and 9 from the Fike 19-yard line. So the line to gain will be the 5. And it looks like Southern jumped. Another offsides penalty. So that will bring out Evan Barnes to attempt the field goal. Oh my goodness.
Fortunate enough to see this last game that we had before the bye week.
Oh my goodness, it's my favorite. Here we go. It's going to be about a 35-yard attempt for Evan. It's down, and it is no good. So Southern comes up empty. So we'll say that the Fike defense. We mentioned that Southern may have had a couple of breaks there on their last defensive possession. I think Fike had a great break on that defensive possession with the holding call that actually negated a touchdown. So as Fike takes over on downs, deep in their own territory from their own 20. As it is a spread set for the Demons. Quarterback takes that. He's going to do a pitch out. Running back cuts back up the middle. He's going to be tackled at about the 26, 27-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3.
Dalen Whitley on a tackle on that one right there.
So another wide set this way. So I would imagine that Fike quarterback will be looking for one of his favorite targets, Octavius Carpenter, who is lined up just inside. He's going to run it up the middle this time. It's going to be stopped, brought down by Dalen Whitley. It's like no gain on the play. They're going to give him about a yard. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 2 for Fike from their own 28-yard line. So as the time ticks down to about 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the half. It's like we're going to have an audible there. Little play change. The snap's up. It's going to be handed off up the middle again, and he's going to be brought down hard. Looks like Isaiah Bland on the tackle there. But that will be enough for a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Fike from their own 32-yard line. So as Fike now operates on 1st down, still tie score 8-8 as we've just passed the 8-minute mark in the remaining in the half. Snaps away. He's going to be running back on an option. It's going to be pitched out. He's got room. Picks up enough yardage for a 1st down, not quite to the 45-yard line of Fike. So it's going to be out to the 44-yard line, where Fike will be starting. Oh, they're going to give him the 45. So it'll be 1st and 10 from Fike's 45-yard line.
It was Cameron Thompson and Isaiah Walker-Warren combined for the tackle right there.
So you got 3 men in the backfield now for Fike with Octavius Carpenter out to the right. He's handed off up the middle. He's got some running room. He's going to hit a wall, though, as he's brought down by Dalen Whitley once again. He's going to gain about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down at 7 for the Demons.
Dalen Whitley has been all over his field on this drive alone. 3 tackles this drive by itself.
So Southern, who is trying to stop this progress by Fike as they are approaching Southern Nash territory from the 48-yard line. It's going to be handoff of the middle again. He's going to swing it out a little wide. He's going to cross the 50, pick up a few yards on the play. Still not enough for a 1st down, but it's going to bring up 3rd and probably about 4 yards here, depending on the spot. That's what it looks like, 3rd and 4, as Fike barely moves into Firebird territory. Whoa, that's the 49.5-yard line there. So as the clock continues to tick away, as we're approaching the 5-minute mark remaining in the half. So another run up the middle. He's going to be stopped. He's going to see where they give him forward progress. It's going to be very close to a 1st down. Not sure if he made it or not. We're looking to see where the referees are going to place this ball. And it looks like they're going to give him enough. And they're going to give him the 1st down. I tell you, it seems the generosity on the spots is a little one-sided tonight. So if you didn't have dinner tonight, maybe you could possibly enjoy a little home cooking. So that'll bring up another 1st down for the Golden Demons. Another play from shotgun. He's back to pass. He's got a man deep. He's got Octavius Carpenter deep. Great defense by the Firebirds as that play is broken up. Looking for a pass interference call, not going to get it. That ball was thrown short, but he was well covered by 2 defenders.
Isaiah Bland and Isaiah Warren Walker all over that one.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the Southern Nash 45. As the clock continues to tick, as we are now with 5:06 remaining in the 1st half. So it seems like Fike's kind of using the same philosophy that Bunn used, as they're just trying to eat up some clock and let it run slow, keep their offense off the field. As Fike breaks away for a nice run around the end, he's going to be out close to a 1st down. I think he's going to be about a yard short, but well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what the spot says.
Looks like it will be short.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 2. As the clock continues to run, about 4.5 minutes to go in the half. So Southern needs a big stop here as they get some movement in the line. Fike seems to think that it's going to be called against Southern, and it is. That's going to bring up an automatic 1st down for the Golden Demons. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Firebird 32-yard line.
The Southern Nash's 5th penalty so far on tonight.
Really coming at inopportune time. Touchdown call back. And offsides that gives Fike a 1st down here. It's going to be a quarterback sweep around the end. He's going to keep tuck this one and keep it for himself. He's going to be thrown for a loss on that carry. As Southern was reading that option. And forced the quarterback to tuck that down. He's going to lose it down in 11 for Fike.
There's just almost 3:30 left to go in the 1st half.
So once again, it's very obvious that Fike is being very deliberate, running the play clock down, trying to chew up some time. Got the quarterback with man in motion. He's going to tuck and keep that one himself again. He might give him back to the line of scrimmage as the clock continues to run.
He said kind of like, run the ball out, trying to get the ball out of the hands of Quint Cooley, Matt Foster, in this Southern Nash offense.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. And you're definitely right, Nick. They're doing a great job of doing just that and keeping the ball away from the Southern Nash explosive offense. Flag flies in as the quarterback runs and slides just shy of the first down. It's in the area of a hold against the Golden Demons. So they're discussing the options with defensive captain Jason Bland there. And it will be a hold against Fike. That will move the ball back. So they will mark off 10 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 20 for the Golden Demons. So that was a costly penalty for Fike there, as if they have a field goal kicker within your range, he's definitely taken out of it now as they're moved back to the 43-yard line. So 3rd and long, drops back to pass. He's got a man across the middle. He lets the ball fly. He's got Octavius Carpenter open. He's before the tackle. He's going to be all the way down to the 10-yard line. That is enough for a first down for Fike as they move the chains. And I believe that is going to be 1st and goal from the 9-yard line for the Golden Demons. So a big pass play there, as he was wide open. There was no one even in his vicinity when he caught that football.
Looks like some miscommunication on the Firebirds defense.
So it's going to be handed off up the middle again. Short blast. He breaks a tackle, but he's going to be brought down. He's going to gain maybe a couple on the play as the game clock continues to tick away. We're just passing the 2-minute mark with 1:57, 55 to go in the half, with Fike threatening for the second time this evening, well inside the red zone. As he moves Octavius Carpenter out wide to the left. Got another receiver out to the right. And Fike will use one of their timeouts. So Fike's going to take timeout with 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining in the half. Still a tie score, 8-8. So they're definitely clock management is definitely a part of the strategy tonight for the Golden Demons. During the timeout, I'd like to go ahead and cover a few more of our sponsors for this year. I mentioned Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue and Bojangles earlier. Tonight's sponsor is Wilson Mold and Machine. Also this year, we're thankful to be sponsored by Bottoms Insurance of Rocky Mount, Oldham Motors from Pilot, Barton College in their inaugural football season, Southern Bank, Walters Team Realty, and also by Vandermark Farms, who sponsored the Northside Jacksonville game. And the newest member of our sponsor team is Low Country Apparel, who will be sponsoring the Rocky Mount game. And we'll talk more about that Rocky Mount game later. As far as the live stream is concerned, I'll give you some details on that. We've had some updates on that as well. So back to play here, back to live play. It's a run up the middle. He's met by the defensive line. He's trying to pull his way through. He's going to be stopped short. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Looks like he gained about a yard and a half on the play. He's going to be 3rd and goal from about the 4-yard line.
Big test for the Firebirds defense right here.
As we pass the 1 minute mark remaining in the first half. There again, Fike obviously trying to eat up the clock before the score. They'd like to go into halftime with the score, because keep in mind they elected to receive the opening kickoff, so Southern will get the ball first in the second half. And there's a snap. It's a quick pitch out to the running back. He's going to be stopped short. That's going to bring up 4th down and goal from the 2. Great defensive play out there by number 6.
Jalen McClouston.
Yeah, Jalen McClouston, as well as Jason Bland was out there.
The timeout was called.
So timeout called on the field. And to finish out that list of sponsors, we also like to thank All-Star Sports and Mr. Roger White for sponsoring as well, who has supplied our Southern Nash News apparel. We'll try to get a shot of that later. I know I talked about that at the Northside Jacksonville game, so maybe we could possibly get a shot of somebody else wearing the Southern Nash News new attire. And All-Star Sports is available for all your printing needs, whether it be shirts, hats, water bottles, Yeti mugs, you name it. If it can be printed on, he'll print it for you. It's great prices and quick turnaround. So with 30 seconds remaining in the half, ball on the 2, 4th down for Fike. This could be a big, huge play, as Fike is hoping to go into halftime with the lead. Still some discussion with the sidelines as to the play they're going to run. And Fike is going to burn yet another of their timeouts. Which I believe is their second of the half. They should have 1 remaining. So for tonight's awards, we haven't really covered that yet. We'll do offense will be the mold and defense will be the machine, I guess.
Sounds good.
So we'll switch that up. We'll do the hold the mold defensive award and the power of the machine offensive award for the night. So here it comes, guys.
And now another timeout.
Another timeout called. This one's by Southern Nash. Their second of the half. So a lot of discussion here. Both sides know this play is huge, leading into halftime. As Southern has definitely been held to their lowest point total for a half so far this year, with only 8 points. So a very strategic game tonight by the Golden Demons with clock management, a lot of mixed plays. They're doing some pass plays, doing some run plays. It's a very well-coached game by Fike. Obviously, they've done their homework. And to be prepared for this undefeated Firebird team coming into the first game of conference play.
All right, let's see if we finally get it this time. 4th and goal.
Yeah, let's see if we can get this play underway here. 4th down. Man in motion as they pick him up wide out. He stops. As they get Southern Nash to jump off sides. That's going to move the ball half the distance to the goal. Still 4th down. So no time is clicked off. We've still got 30.6 seconds in the first half. So once again from the shotgun with one back deep. That's who's going to get the ball. He's up the middle. He's going to be stopped. What a goal line stand by the Firebird defense. Way to pick it up, fellas. That was huge. Huge stop by the Southern Nash defense. And Southern Nash will take over on downs with 26 and a half seconds remaining in the first half from their own 1.5 yard line. I can't begin to tell you, and I'm sure everybody watching fully understands the magnitude of that defensive stop.
What a stop.
I mean, a momentum crusher for Fike. And once again, reminding everybody that Southern Nash does get the ball first in the second half. So you can forget the knee here. A knee is a safety. We're not going to do that. So Quentin's going to get the ball up the middle. Was that?
I think Fike thinks it was a fumble.
It looked like the ball was fumbled. I believe that was Jackson Vick on the carry. The referees are signaling that Southern did recover, but they're throwing a penalty for unsportsmanlike against Fike. So that's going to move the ball way out with some room to work for the Firebirds. So a nice break for the Firebird offense with 20.6 seconds remaining in the half. It's an automatic first down.
Another run here.
So as Matt Foster keeps it himself.
Looks like this is going to be the last play
that
here.
Should be the last play of the half, as they're not going to burn their final timeout. They're going to let the clock run down. So for the first time this season, Southern goes into the half tied at the very low score of 8-8. So Fike has done an outstanding job of clock management and keeping the Southern Nash offense off the field. Unfortunately for Fike, though, Southern Nash does get the ball first in the second half. So once again, we're going to go take a halftime break here. And once again, we want to thank Wilson Molding Machine for sponsoring the game. And I hope you enjoy the halftime show, and we'll be back with you shortly. And welcome back to the second half. Those of you who may have just joined us are probably a little surprised to see that the halftime score is tied 8 apiece between Fike and Southern Nash in this first conference game. As the teams are coming back from the halftime and they're getting a little stretched out, getting warmed up, ready to roll here. Southern Nash will have the ball first in the second half, as Fike won the coin toss at the beginning of the game and elected to receive. So far, Fike has been doing a great job with clock management and keeping the ball. They've gone on the ground a lot, thrown the pass when they needed to, been successful with the pass. But the overall outcome is they've managed to keep Southern Nash's offense off the field. Quentin Cooley's had a couple of big runs. Matt Foster actually had a big run for a touchdown that was brought back by a hold. Fike was then able to maintain position, and we were forced to attempt a field goal, a 35-yard field goal, which was missed. And so there you have the 8 points for Southern Nash. Fike did score on the opening possession and moved down the field rather nicely for their 8 points. So a couple of things tonight. So far, Southern has trailed for the first time this year. And as well, they've only scored 8 points in the half. So a lot of credit to the Fike Golden Demons and their efforts to execute their game plan, which they have obviously done very well. So once again, we're sponsored tonight by Wilson Mold and Machine. So we're looking for the awards tonight. We'll be looking for a defensive award, the Hold the Mold Award for Defense, which was the mold side of Wilson Mold Machine. So far, I'm going to give that to the entire defense, because there at the end of the first half, it was fourth down. It actually was first and goal inside the 10. Got all the way down to the 1.5-yard line, and Southern was able to hold the Golden Demons out of the end zone and prevent their halftime lead. So great defensive stand by the Firebirds there to end the first half. So right now, Nick, I think you'd agree with me. Dalen Whitley's been in on a whole lot of tackles, done a great job on the front line. So if I had to pick an individual player, it would be Dalen. But the team as a whole really stood their ground and did their jobs there on that goal line stand. Obviously, Quentin would probably be in the lead for the offensive player of the game, which would be the offensive machine. Turn the machine award there for offense.
Really, the only thing that had been going for them on their first 2 drives was Cooley's 2 big runs, and as well as the 1-yard touchdown he had and the 2-point conversion as well.
Yeah, and I feel a little bad. I kind of want to give the sympathy award there to Matt Foster, who continues to run off great plays with his legs and move the ball, only to have it negated by a penalty. That's kind of been the formula that's played out through so far this season, with Matt getting a lot of his yardage he's getting taken away. So Fike kicks off. It's going to be a squib kick down the middle. It's fielded by Isaiah Walker-Warren, who will have some nice return room here. He's coming to back up the middle. He's going to be tripped up, and the ball's going to be down at the 40. So Southern Nash will start their second half, hopefully surge here. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
That's probably a good position, Rodney, where you're standing right there.
As we said, Fike's game plan kind of running the clock, draining clock out, getting the ball out of the hands of our Southern Nash offense, basically out of the hands of Quentin Cooley. They know how powerful he can run, how easy it is for him to break off the big plays like he does.
And there's a quick pitch to Jackson Vick, who's caught at the line of scrimmage. He's going to end up gaining about 4, maybe 5 on the play, depending on the spot, which there has been noticeably some unfavorable spots for the Firebirds. Nothing that it would amount to only the 8-point score. However, not very favorable a couple of times there. It's going to bring up second down and about, we'll just call it 2nd and 4 after a gain of 6 there for Jackson. Yeah, Southern's really got to push the point here to try to get the game at their momentum, at their speed. As another handoff to Quentin there as they tackle him pretty quickly. Looks like he may have enough for the first down as he's down out right at the 50. They're going to mark it down once again. He falls beyond the 50 and it gets marked at the 49.5. That's that. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 1, 3rd and a half. So we really, I think you got to be looking for a big play here, something to really bust it open. As Matt Foster charges up the middle on the quarterback keeper, that will be enough for the first down. Of course, the other thing that could be going on here, Nick, if I'm Foster, I want to keep my offense out there. Your defense played a whole lot in the first half, and that great stand they had at the end. I know they got the halftime break, a little chance to recoup and catch their breath. But I'd want to keep my offense out here a little bit, maybe do a little ground and pound and see what shakes out.
It was definitely because that's Firebirds defense was on the field for more than half of the first half.
So a quick pitch back to Cooley, who's going to charge up. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. Yeah, and a lot of Fike's offensive sets, they would get to a 3rd down. They had that big 3rd and 20 pass play that they converted that brought them down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line that really was the catalyst for that almost score at the end of the first half. So, that's some time that the defense could have got off the field and give the offense a chance there. So they're going to have to close up some gaps there too. Jackson Vick on the carry, he's going to have definitely enough for a first down. They're going to have to be unfavorable by 3 or 4 yards not to give him that one. So he'll move the chains. Southern Nash moves well into Fike territory now as it is 1st and 10 from the Fike 33-yard line. So a little personnel issue there with Fike as they're trying to get some players on and off the field. Southern steps up. Matt Foster still under center. I think he's only had one play from shotgun tonight. Another quick pitch out to Quentin, who he's still on his feet, and he falls. The ball's out. The ball is out, and Fike has recovered the football. So Quentin Cooley with I believe that's his first fumble of the year as the ball does come out. And Fike will take over 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. So that's a big disappointment for that first offensive drive for Southern. So that puts the defense right back on the field, something I'm sure that Foster was trying to avoid. And they're going to have to come up with a big stop here.
Step outside the coach's box right now.
So there is a tackle for a loss there as, once again, Dalen Whitley gets into the backfield. That's a tackle should be a tackle for loss. It is. It's going to be a loss of about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12 for the Golden Demons. So apparently obviously some defensive adjustments there at halftime for the Firebirds, as that was one of the successfully run plays in the first half for Fike. As he drops back to pass, he's got a man open. He's going deep for Octavius, and it's broken up by Jason Bland. There's going to be a flag on the play. Not sure. It looks like they're going to call that against Southern Nash. So it is pass interference against Southern Nash, which I'm finding very hard to believe because the ball was in Jason Bland's hand. I think the pass interference was called on Isaiah Walker-Warren, who was behind the play with the receiver, but Jason Bland had made contact with the football, not really understanding that call. However, it is the call made. So that's huge. as that is an automatic first down for the Golden Demons. It'll move the ball out to their 34-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. So another handoff up the middle. It's going to be tackled after a gain of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 from the 39-yard line of Fike. We're just now at under the 8-minute mark remaining in the third quarter. So we're seeing right now a lot of the same from the first half, just some slow moving, eating up clock, taking their time. Penalty here, penalty there that's really been costly for the Firebirds. He's back to pass. He's got Octavius open. He's caught in midfield. He's tripped up by Isaiah Walker-Warren, but a big gain on the play. It's going to move Fike well into Southern Nash territory, where they'll be 1st and 10 from the Southern Nash 35-yard line.
It kind of looks like just more of the same, more just missed opportunities here. So far this half with the fumble and the pass interference, and now the big play led up there.
So now more motion. That ball's going to be handed off up the middle again. He's going to get a nice gain out of that. It's going to be a gain of about 8 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and they're going to give him a gain of 7 on that to bring up 2nd down and 3. Now we have an official timeout on the field. Not really sure what's going on there, but there is an official timeout. So they do restart the clock as they pass the 6.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Once again, running the play clock way down, eating up as much time as possible. So another handoff up the middle, right into that front line defensive wall of Southern. It's going to be maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Wow, they're actually going to give him
a very generous spot.
They're going to give him 2 on that. So it's like it's going to bring up 3rd, maybe 1.5 yards from the 26.5-yard line there for Fike. Once again, kind of hesitating, waiting for plays to come in. More clock management, which is, great control here for Fike. Southern's got to find an answer for that. We have to capitalize. Another handoff up the middle. It's going to be tackled. Looks like he's going to be stopped just about at the line to gain. We'll see where the spot goes this time. So they're going to call this one short. They're going to call this short. Oh, wow. So it's going to bring up 4th and very close. Looks like the line to gain is about a half a yard, maybe a yard away. So it's 4th and very short from the 26-yard line or so there.
Firebirds wanting a stop here.
So there was some motion there as the whistles are blown. Don't see a flag. But Fike does call timeout just before that play gets underway. So Fike will win their first time out of the half. And once again, this game is brought to you tonight by Wilson Mold and Machine. Just to name off a few of our other sponsors for the year. All-Star Sports, Mr. Roger White out of Nashville, North Carolina. Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue. Bojangles. Bottoms Insurance out of Rocky Mount. Oldham Motors out of Pilot. Vandermark Farms. Barton College will be coming up as a sponsor for I believe they're sponsoring the Hunt game coming up. Southern Bank, Walters Team Realty, and the newest addition is Low Country Apparel. So we want to thank all of our sponsors for making all this possible. And once again, tonight's main sponsor is Wilson Molding Machine. They don't really have a business. They're big supporters of the Firebirds, and we really appreciate them making this possible for these young men. So handoff up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a big push. Don't know if they're going to give him forward momentum to get there. It's going to be close. Looks like he is going to get once again the favorable spot. That will move the chains. It's going to be 1st and 10. They're going to spot the ball down at the 24-yard line. Wow. So as Southern is now trying to rotate, keep some fresh personnel in on defense. Once again, eating up time clock, slowing the game down incredibly. A nice run up the middle. He's breaking free. Has a nice gain on the play.
A gain of 8 there.
Brought down by, I believe that was number 60 that brought him down.
Dustin Hall.
I believe that's the freshman Dustin Hall come up to play. So it's going to bring up 2nd and about 3. Quarterback keeps that. He stays on his feet. Brought down by Isaiah Walker-Warren. Looks like that is going to be enough for another Fike first down as they move yet closer. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line of Southern Nash. As once again, the Golden Demons are threatening deep into Firebird territory. You know, the Demons have had the ball basically the entire, other than the kickoff, the first possession, which was stopped short by a fumble. The Golden Demons have just maintained possession. They've really eaten the clock. I mean, we're down to 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Little break around the end for Fike. It's going to be stopped. It's going to get a gain of about 5 on that.
He'll be on the 9.
So it looks like 2nd and about 6. So another big goal line stand here for the defense to keep the Golden Demons out of the end zone. Another handoff up the middle is just turned up. He's met by the front defensive line of Southern Nash.
Met by the flock of defenders.
So he's going to pick up about 3 on that play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and about 2. So with a minute and 40 seconds left in the third quarter, that's going to be a touchdown for Fike as that run goes right up the middle. Fike's going to score and once again take the lead over the Firebirds by a score of 14-8 with the PAT upcoming. So Eli Pope home for the PAT attempt for Fike. So the ball goes down, and it's going to fall short.
No good.
No good. So the score remains with 1 minute 35 seconds remaining in the third period. Fike 14, Southern Nash 8.
Coach Foster obviously gonna another little quick prep talk to his offense, hoping to get some points here. And a very, very important drive for the Southern Nash Firebirds.
Yeah, because basically there was 2 possessions in that quarter. Southern Nash had the ball initially, drove down to about the 20-yard line of Fike where they fumbled. Fike took over and then held possession all the way to the 1.5-minute mark of the third quarter. So looked to be about 6 or 7 minutes of possession for Fike and only about 3 for Southern Nash. So the time management strategy once again playing out for Fike, and it did result in a touchdown as they were able to methodically move the ball down the field while eating the clock. So this kick's up and away, fielded by Isaiah Bland with a fair catch. Southern will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line after the fair catch.
And as we do know, Southern is very capable of scoring fast. It's one of them. A quick big run broken off by Quentin Cooley, Jason Vick.
And that would be the normally mode, but it's kind of hard to say that would be a great thing because that puts your defense right back on the field. But yeah, being behind, we definitely need to score. There's Quentin with a big break around the end. It's going to be a gain of about, looks like 12 on the play. Will be enough for a first down. It's going to bring the ball out to the Fike about the 37-yard line. So we have an official timeout on the field as the chains are moving. And we actually have an injured Fike player on the sidelines as the Fike trainers go over to attend to him. We'll once again remind you that we're brought to you tonight by Wilson Mold and Machine from right here in Wilson, North Carolina. Longtime Firebird supporters. So while they're attending to this young man on the sideline, he's on the far side there from us, right on the Southern Nash sideline in front of their players. He's still down. So not a very exciting game offensively from either side. There's been a couple of big plays that have broken off here and there, but kind of I hate to say it's almost a boring game to watch unless you really understand the methods and the strategy of what it may take to defeat a Southern Nash with playing out time clock. You definitely don't want to go toe-to-toe. I guess it's kind of like the boxing match. If you have a bigger, stronger opponent, you don't want to go toe-to-toe with him. You want to try to outlast him and make it go deep into the later rounds of the fight, and which is exactly what's happening here. So Southern really needs to turn something around in order to get the things moving in their possession or in their favor. You run the risk if you break the big offensive play off, you put your defense back on the field. Not really sure that's what Southern wants right now. Obviously, they want the score. But here comes Jackson Vick on a spin move out across the middle. He's going to bring the ball out to about the 46-yard line, which will bring up 2nd down and about 2 to go. I'll make that 1 to go. 2nd and 1. So as Matt brings the play back in, he's up under center. Quick pitch to Quentin Cooley, who breaks the middle. He's still on his feet. He's going to be brought down right at midfield, which will be enough for a first down.
Looking like they gave the spot a little past midfield in Fike territory.
So just in Fike territory, like you said, Nick, and Quentin with a run up the middle. He's going to gain about 9 on the play. So a little ground and pound going on here for the Firebirds. That's going to bring up another 2nd down and 1 after that carry. So that will bring up to the end of the 3rd quarter with Southern Nash trailing Fike by a score of 14-8, and they will change sides. So we're in the mid-quarter here. We're thankful once again to be brought to you tonight by Wilson Mold and Machine. As usual, run down our list of sponsors. Bottoms Insurance out of Rocky Mount, Oldham Motors out of Pilot, Vandermark Farms, Barton College, Bojangles, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, Southern Bank, Walters Team Realty, and the newest member of our sponsor team, Low Country Apparel. As we get this 4th quarter underway, a quick pitch to Jason Bland. He'll turn it up the middle. He's going to gain about 4 on the play.
Will give us a 1st down, though.
So we will move the chains again. And as I was mentioning, our newest sponsor is Low Country Apparel. We've just been able to add, I know some of you may have heard in some of my earlier broadcasts that we would not be able to carry the Rocky Mount game. However, Rocky Mount has agreed to let us record the game. And Low Country Apparel will be the sponsor of that game. So the way that's going to work, if you're interested that night and not able to attend, we will not be able to live stream by rule from Rocky Mount Senior High. However, as soon as the game concludes, we will be able to push the button and you will be able to watch it then. So, unfortunately, we will not be live streaming that night against Rocky Mount. However, the game will be available immediately following the end of the game and will replay constantly on all of our stations. So with 2nd and 7, once again a pitch. He's got a lot of room. He's turning around the end. He's still on his feet. He's down, and it's touchdown. Did he get it in? One official threw his hands up. No, they're going to mark him out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. So a mixed signal there. One official threw his hands directly in the air. The other official that was trailing the play gave the out-of-bounds sign. So it's going to be 1st and goal. And that's going to be actually at the 2-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 2.
32-yard run by Cooley, giving a little more life to Southern Nash here into the red zone.
So as that big O-line steps up to give protection for, so it looks like it's going to be offsides. It's encroachment, it looks like, against. Let's see what the call is here. That's going to be against Southern Nash. So after that run, that's going to move move it back 5 yards. Still be 1st and goal from the 7. Another handoff to Quentin Cooley. As he bounces off the middle, he's going to turn around to the left, and he's going to score! Quentin Cooley in the end zone.
From 7 yards out.
So great field recognition there by Quentin Cooley. As the original call was up, kind of up the middle off the guard between guard and tackle, he bounced off of that and just took it around wide open out to the left for the score. That's going to bring a tie score here at 14 apiece with the PAT upcoming. Evan Barnes on to kick that. The snap's down, and it's through, and it's good. PAT good, and for the first time this evening, Southern Nash takes the lead by a score of 15-14 over the Fike Golden Demons with 10 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the game, and Southern Nash takes their first lead. That is not a call that I thought that I would be making this evening.
What a great drive by the Firebirds, able to finally get points up and after trailing and then tying it back up. Like you said, it looked like Cooley was kind of going in the middle and then said sight and then went on to the edge to the left for a score.
So now comes the big decision here. I know from the Fike side of the ball, do you keep playing clock management? You got a lot of time left. You've got over 10 minutes left in the game. So do you try to eat up that 10 minutes and get it down to a single score? Or if you're Southern, do you get highly aggressive with your defense, who has been on the field most of the game, and there's probably a lot of winded guys out there, as Evan Barnes is having a problem keeping the ball on the tee.
Or could we see a possible one of those your favorite kicks that we do? And
he's lined up short, so you can pretty much count on seeing one of those. It's going to be a squib kick down the middle. It's fielded clean. There will be a return. He's going to be brought down at about the 34-yard line by Luke Coble. So Luke Coble on the tackle at the 34. And I know Luke Coble's mom is home tonight, not feeling well, so it's great to call his name so Mom can hear him get called. I understand she's got a really bad cough tonight. So we hope Luke's mom feels better. So once again from the shotgun, it's going to be he's going to keep it. He looks to pass. He pulls it back down, and he is met by the Firebird Fury. Initial contact once again by Dalen Whitley.
Dalen Whitley all over the place now.
So Dalen Whitley has definitely been the defensive catalyst of the night.
His 6th tackle on the night.
So having a great night from the defensive line. It's going to bring up second and about 9, I'll call it. Maybe he gained a half yard or so. He's back to pass. He's got a man across. It's intercepted. That ball is picked off by Isaiah Bland. It's a pick six. Pick six. Isaiah Bland takes it to the house.
What an answer for Southern's defense.
That is
finally
what the Firebirds needed. They needed a change of momentum. They needed to get that defense off the field. That is what the Firebirds needed. So with 9 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in the game, Southern Nash moves into a 21-14 lead with the PAT upcoming. It's down, and it's good. So Southern Nash with the 8-point lead and a quick score. That was exactly the momentum changer that they needed. And I guess the best result from the Firebird point of view is that it gets that defense off the field, even though it's momentarily. They're going to have to go back and defend again, but it gives them a break here to step off the field. And I know I was a little excited on that play. as probably a lot of people listening know, Isaiah Bland is one of my baseball players. So that's like seeing my own son out there going into the end zone.
I think everybody on the Southern Nash fans in the booth got
So
enthusiasm.
So if those of you that are listening that are hearing a lot of noise in the background from other people talking, I guess I gave them a little dose, didn't I? So another one of those high Evan Barnes kicks. It's fielded. He's going to try a return. Brought down by Luke Coble once again, along with number 30 and number 28, who comes up limp.
That's DJ Johnson, who was hurt for Southern Nash.
So it's going to be an official timeout as he does go down to the ground, favoring that ankle. Looks like on the tackle that the return man kind of fell back on that leg. So Foster out to check on his player, which that's something you don't see a lot of. For a head coach to go out and check on his player, that right there, if you take that snapshot in time right there, tells you of the concern and the love that Brian Foster has for his players. And then you take who is possibly the nation's leading running back and touchdown scorer, who comes out along with Brandon Strickland to put their teammate on their shoulders and carry them off the field. Folks, that is what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You know, I was at the bank earlier today and had on my all-in shirt actually from last year. And I'll be honest with you, folks, I was having kind of a rough day and not in the best of moods. And a young man or an older man sitting behind me read my shirt. And he said, you know, that's what I needed to see today, was what was on the back of that shirt. So you never know who's watching, who sees what you're doing. Luckily, he didn't see me in my bad mood before he read the back of my shirt, and he changed my mood immediately. So I'm not sure who that man is, but that's a personal thank you from me. So enough of that. Back to the football game. As their defense, as Southern's defense still remains standing strong. Stop there, gain of about 2. He's going to bring up second and a little over 8. So with the receiver not even looking, they broke pattern. That ball was thrown behind the receiver for an incomplete pass. Going to bring up 3rd and 8. So now Fike's kind of in a different situation where you're playing clock management and you're trying to tick off the seconds and then stick the score in. Now you're trailing by 8, so you really can't afford to stay away that long, because if they milk this clock down, I'm sure they'd be happy to play to a tie and maybe some overtime. But that had to definitely rejuvenate a fatigued defense as that pass goes down and it's overthrown. And it's going to bring up 4th down for the Golden Demons. And that's also 4th down deep in their own territory, as it looks as they are sending on their punt team. So, combination of everything that needed to happen has happened. The big turnover, followed up by another strong defensive stand. And the Southern Nash offense is coming back on the field.
That pick, like we said, that pick 6 is exactly what the Firebirds needed.
So we're at 9 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the game. Fike's about to punt. There's a lot of conversation going on here. You have to be leery of the fake punt. It is 4th and 9. They have pulled off some plays If you remember the first half, they had a 3rd and 20 where they went back for the pass. One thing in Fike's favor is the fact that their quarterback is their punter. So there is that threat. So that's one thing Southern Nash has to be prepared for, which I'm just the guy up here calling the game. I'm not a coach. Ryan Foster's got more football knowledge in his pinky than I've got in my whole body. So I'm sure he's prepared for that. So that snaps away. He does punt it. It's punted towards the sidelines. And Quentin Cooley will let it roll out of bounds at about the Southern Nash 36-yard line, which is where Southern will take over 1st and 10. So, little strategy here, Nick. What do you think? Does Brian Foster turn the tides on Fike and play their game? Let's play some slow down, eat some clock, protect the lead.
I think we will. I mean, with the combination of backs that Southern has with Quentin Cooley, Jason Bland, and Matt Foster, of course, like we said, he isn't afraid to run also. I think we'll try to see them drain the clock out.
There comes Quentin. He's up the middle. He's still on his feet. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's finally tripped up after a gain of about 8 on the play. So does he go that way, Nick? What do you think? Does he go that way on the eating some clock? Or does he go once again for the throat, the quick strike, spread that score, put a 2-score separation between them, and stretch the game out? I know what I think. My opinion, knowing Brian Foster, knowing how he runs his team, knowing how he runs his offense, he's not laying down. He's going for all of it.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, with the backs that we have, the weapons, he ain't afraid to go ahead and put
there goes Quentin up the middle. He's still on his feet. He's breaking away. Nobody's going to catch him. He's going to take it to the house. Quentin Cooley. All the way to the length of the field for the touchdown. And so I guess there's the answer to your question, folks. Is Brian Foster going to sit back and eat some clock, or is he going to go for the throat? Consider that throat gone for. So with 8 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the game, as not a whole lot of time has clicked off since that last score, Southern Nash has now doubled the Fike score, 28-14. PAT coming. Evan Barnes is in. Hold is down. It's through, and it's good. So Southern Nash adds a little security blanket there. Once again, with 8 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the game, and your score 29 for Southern Nash, 14 for Fike. And so there again, we talked a lot during the game about delaying and stalling and clock management and eating the clock. That's the risk you pay, or the risk you take. The big play, the quick score, can take you out of it before you even realize what's happened. And so just that quick, Southern Nash has spread this game wide open.
It's kind of feel like a backbreaker for Fike, knowing that you kind of had it in your favor, eating the clock out with the fumble, getting a score, then having Southern Nash get the ball back, score on offense, score on defense, and then score again.
And there's the squib kick again. It's fielded. You're going to see a return here. He's going to get a few yards out of that. Not a terrible return. Tripped up by Hunter there. Hunter Thorne on that stop. So Fike will take over 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line, their own 34-yard line. And they've got just under 8 minutes to work with and down by 2 scores. Yeah, I'm pretty much thinking that eat the clock thing's off the table now. So you'd be looking for a lot of pass plays. Look for Octavius here on the side. It's going to be a quick pitch out. Going to try the run game to start with. It's going to do okay for them. They're going to gain about 6-7 yards on that carry.
Like you said, now it's going to look like we're going to see more of a momentum, or not momentum, but like speed pick up for the Fike's offense. So, you know, being down now.
And Damari Daniels has stayed in the shotgun all night tonight. He fumbles the ball. It's out. There's a scramble for it. Not really sure. They're signaling. It's going to Southern Nash. Southern Nash with the fumble recovery. Another defensive turnover for the Firebirds. Way to step it up. As the flags fly,
a couple
and judging by the reactions, it looks like that's going to be against Fike. As Octavius Carpenter comes away from that not really happy.
Like he had just like mishandled the ball and just let it fall. And Southern Nash capitalized on the missed opportunity.
So some discussion here. Let's see. Didn't mean to cut you off there, Nick. Sorry about that. Let's see who the call is. Personal foul against Fike. And it's going to be Southern Nash ball. So that will be not only the ball, but 15 yards to boot. So Southern Nash will take over 1st and 10 from the Fike 26-yard line with 7 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the game. So don't want to put this to bed too soon, but it was a very valiant effort by Fike and very well executed game plan right up until the Southern Nash defense decided that they were going to join the game, and, well, we know what they did. Quentin Cooley breaks around the end. Another touchdown for Quentin Cooley. As Quentin Cooley takes it to the house for his 3rd score of the night. There is a penalty flag on the play. Going to see who that's against. Quentin doesn't look real happy. I believe there's probably going to be.
I think that's coming back.
Going to come back. As the clock has stopped, and it is a hold.
Water!
So, for the 2nd time tonight, doesn't hold back a touchdown. That's 2 scores. Right now, the Southern's missed out on because of holding penalties. Now, it still remains to be seen if this one will result in a score, but obviously that hurt in the first half when quarterback Matt Foster, his touchdown run was brought back. Now, obviously, Brian Foster is not really happy about it, about the call. I guess he was planning on eating out tonight and didn't want a whole lot of home cooking. So, yeah, he's not really excited about that call. Don't think those referees will be getting some Christmas cards from Brian Foster this year.
I guess it would be safe to say that.
So with we've got 7 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. It's an odd 1st and 8 for the Firebirds. As Matt Foster rolls around, he's going to tuck that, calling for some blocks. Don't see any flags. He takes a shoulder hit there. He's going to be dropped at about the 9-yard line. I take that back. There is a flag on the play. Not really sure what that penalty flag is. That was on the opposite side of the field from where the ball was. Southern Nash is clapping. It's a personal foul against Fike. So, once again, Matt Foster's run is negated by a penalty. However, this one is actually in our favor. I know Matt would like the personal yardage there, but we'll take the 1st down and move in the movement of the ball. So it's going to be 1st and goal now from the 3-yard line.
Hey, let's go!
I'm being held.
Sorry, Dusty. All right, read your keys so we don't get something outside on. But we gonna go. We're gonna flip.
And I don't have time out on the through some other scores.
You ready to line up? You guys
Late in the game, came up that Northern Nash
He's a full time. This guy
scored 21-6. I believe that game was
we're going to go eagle and we're going to go 5-21. 5-21. Got it? Eagle, 5.
Stay in there, fellas. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Stay in there. We need it.
Well, I personally have seen play this year, and they have an impressive pass game. They have a really good track back in the game. It is impressive. Just take what I've been told is just take him to start quarterback. So Quentin Cooley once again on the carry, up the middle, and it's a touchdown. Touchdown, Quentin Cooley, which now officially is his third touchdown of the night. Bucks the score, and the margin even a little bit further. As the spread is now 35 to 4. I've been corrected. That's Quentin Cooley's fourth touchdown of the night. Thank you for that correction. So that's a good point for 49 for the year. Wow. PAT up 3. So with 6 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the game, in the third quarter, now seeing a 36-14 Southern Nash lead over the Fike Golden Demons. So a lot of credit to the Southern Nash defense, who spent a lot of time on the field under the Fike strategy of, just the slow, burning up clock, burning up game clock, burning up play clock, keeping them on the field, keeping the Southern Nash offense off. And then to come up with the big turnovers, both an interception for a pick six by Isaiah Bland and a fumble recovery, two huge defensive plays. This defense has really made their mark tonight. It's a great job defense. So it's good kickoff. So I promised you guys, I don't know if you're seeing this live or not, but we promised you a look at the new uniform, or the new Southern Nash News attire, the apparel, which was provided by All-Star Sports and Roger White. We really appreciate that. Sorry that what's inside the shirt is not all that appealing, but hey, the shirts look really good. I'm sorry we're getting camera points there too with the spinny move. But we do want to say thank you to Roger and All-Star Sports for providing our shirts for us. We thank you. So it's like a nice carry. Looks like a flag came in late. I don't know if that was a flag or somebody's equipment. I think that was a piece of equipment. So no flag on the play.
There we go.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 2 from the 45. Another run up the middle. He's stopped, but he's going to be tackled. Jason Bland tackles him. He's going to carry him actually in for a first down. So they'll move to chains. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line of Fike, who suddenly is now in a hurry-up offense. Wow.
A lot changes when you're down.
Another quick throw out is caught. Nice catch. It's going to be gain of about 6, maybe 7 on the play. So they are moving the football. So it looks like we have an injured Firebird. Just the toughness there to stay in the game and actually be in on the tackle. So it looks like maybe a gain of a little bit on the play, not much.
Some substitutions being made now. It looks like the injured player was Xavier.
Notice he got right into the game. So there's been a lot of substitutions on defense tonight. I've seen, freshmen come in that are normally playing JV. So really a group effort there to keep some rest. It's a nice stiff arm out there to Isaiah as the quarterback steps out of bounds. And I just received a text after showing the shirt shots, and it said handsome dude. So either we've got some technical difficulties in how you're able to see us, or it might be the fact that it was my dad that sent it saying handsome dude. So thanks, Dad. I appreciate your support. So quarterback keeper, he's going to charge that out. He's going to be out close to first down territory, and he is going to get a first down. So Demarius Daniel, the quarterback for Fike, has really had a good game. He's really executed well. He did have the fumble, but overall pretty impressive. He's dropped back the pass, and it's intercepted by Isaiah Walker-Warren. A flag comes in. It looks like it's probably going to be pass interference. Judging by how the official was looking, looks like they're going to call pass interference and more than likely on Jalen McClaston. And that is the call. So Fike will maintain possession after the penalty and move the ball, get an automatic first down. They'll have 1st and 10 from the Southern Nash 25-yard line. So another handoff up the middle. He breaks free. He's going to get a gain of about 6 on that carry. As we roll down to the 4.5-minute mark remaining in the game, your score still 36-14. Southern Nash with a commanding lead. Southern and Fike now in the red zone of Southern Nash at the 19-yard line. A drop back to pass. Octavius Thompson turns around.
Incomplete.
And it is incomplete. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. As a low snap has to be picked up by the quarterback, Demarius Daniel. He's still on his feet. He's spinning. Some arm tackles there, which is not very characteristic of Terrence Raspberry. But it's actually going to spin Daniel out for a first down for Fike. So it will be 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. So that's the second time tonight that Fike has been thrown for a first down. That pass is up, deflected by Isaiah Walker-Warren. Great pass defense.
Great effort by Isaiah Walker-Warren there.
So that broken up as we hit exactly 4 minutes remaining in the game. Score 36-14. Southern Nash once again resoundingly in the lead. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Fike in the red zone from the 12. They can get a first down as the line to reach is the 2. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Got some room to run, but he's caught from behind by Devontae Edmondson and dragged backwards. So another nice defensive stop there. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and looks like probably about 6 yards to go, 3rd and 6. So the defense still playing strong. Made a couple of mistakes here on this drive with the pass interference. But still holding firm, holding strong. The big freshman Dusty Hall there in the middle. If you've seen him make some great tackles tonight, nice to see him in there contributing. Daniels back to pass. He looks back across the field. The ball's caught. And it's going to be a touchdown Fike. Has a little misdirection there by Daniels, the quarterback, as he rolled out to his right and came back. So with 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the game, Fike does score to bring their point total to 20 with the PAT upcoming. Obviously trailing by 16 at this point. They're going to go for 2. They need to make this a 2-score game. They need two touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions for the 16 points. So that's held up. It looks like they're going to follow. It's like Hunter Thorne on that tackle is going to catch him from behind. So a big stop there. That keeps it. It's still a 2-score game at 36-20, 16 points, but that is 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions that Fike will need with only 3 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in the game, and they will be kicking off to Southern Nash. Either Quentin or Isaiah Walker-Warren, DC, you just scored on us, we're going to run one back on you. So there's like a lot of slow movement out there, maybe some aches and pains and bumps. It's been a long, tough game for these Firebirds, so maybe that doesn't happen this time. Obviously, there's going to be an onside kick here with Fike trying to regain possession for this last-ditch effort here to get something going on. So as Fike breaks huddle and obviously ready for the onside kick here. They've got the hands up front. Oh, he's going to try to pooch it over their head. Jason Bland's going to field it and fall on that for a fair catch right there at the 25-yard line. Great reaction by Jason Bland. So Southern Nash will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line with 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. So Jason Bland, I'm sure everyone knows he is Isaiah's brother. They both have played baseball for me, and I have known their family from quite some time. Their grandfather, Jake, worked with my uncle and my dad for many years. A great family. Quentin Cooley with a carry up the middle. He's going to be stopped and kind of a late throw there, and the flag does come in. The flag does come in. So obviously there's some unhappy Fike people in the booth with me that don't really like that. I apologize for some of their comments you may have heard in the background.
Seems emotions kind of getting the best of Fike right now, where we've seen it twice now. When the fumble recovery, where it had the unsportsmanlike conduct, and now here again as well with the late hit and the push down of Quentin Cooley.
That play was blown dead. There's no need for that. That young man's got a very bright future in college and possibly beyond. He's kind of got that Saquon Barkley type build. Matt Foster back under center. He's going to keep this one for himself. He's caught in the backfield. He'll be sacked. It's going to be a loss of a couple on the play. It's going to bring up second, about 12.
Looks like a timeout. Called by Fike.
So during the timeout, we'd like to remind everybody once again, we're sponsored tonight by Wilson Mold and Machine. The hold and mold and hold, whatever you want to call it, the award for defense. We're going to give that to the whole the whole Southern Nash defense. That means every sub, every starter, every defensive player earned and deserves that award tonight. Now, the two standouts that we will recognize as standouts, obviously, are Dalen Whitley with his multiple tackles, as well as Isaiah Bland with his pick six, which were huge. But overall, the defense has been absolutely – they've manned up and stepped up when they needed to. I know they've spent a lot of time on the field tonight, but we're going to give them collectively the award. The Moving the Machine award for the offensive player of the game has to go to Quentin Cooley, who is approaching the 300-yard mark for the game. I think he had 235 at the half, so I'm sure he has surpassed that now. He's on that carry. He does pick up another, looks like about 6 yards to add to his total. So Quentin will receive that award again.
So far this year, Quentin's going to have a lot to put on the resume, all the awards he's winning with us.
Yeah, some people can look at these awards and go, what the heck is that? What are you talking He's going to turn this one around the end. He's still on his feet. He cuts back across the field, runs into his own player. He's reversing the entire field. Quentin Cooley showing off all the way down to the 1 yard line. Quentin Cooley, that was incredible. That was about a 65-yard run that actually was about 150 yards by the time he zigzagged across the field. There is a flag down on the play. That play might be being called back. Waiting to see here what the call is, which would be a shame after everything Quentin put into that run.
If it stands up, I think it would be safe to say that he's past 300 yards on the night.
Yeah. So waiting to see the call here. There's a lot of discussion going on with the officials.
Stay on the refs.
Waiting to see here. So as the head official comes out, it's a personal foul against Fike. That run's going to stand. That run is going to stand. Quentin Cooley all the way down. Hopefully we can get a total on his yards before we go off air tonight, because I'm sure everyone remembers his playoff game last year with 403 total rushing yards. So he's at 305, including that run, he's at 305. So another flag is thrown.
It's going to be a delay.
Let's see here. Officials having another discussion. It's going to be unsportsmanlike against Fike. I knew that came and unsportsmanlike against Southern. So offsetting penalties of unsportsmanlike conduct. So the officials need to, I guess, work to get this a little under control here, as we are down to 1 minute and 27 seconds remaining in the game. Still a 36-20 lead for Southern Nash. The ball is on the 1 yard line. It's first and goal. So we'll see how Coach Foster handles this with the game at hand. The officials are still having discussion. I'm sure issuing some warnings, making sure that this does not get out of hand. We had some unfortunate circumstances at the JV game last night that was well handled by both officials and principal and head coaches. As Matt Foster goes into victory formation and takes the knee, the clock will continue to run down at the 1 yard line. So it looks that, not to add insult to injury, in a show of excellent sportsmanship, Coach Foster has elected to take a knee and end the game. So as the clock continues to wind down, we pass the 1 minute mark. They're going to let that play clock run all the way down. And they're going to let this game end. As we're at the 40-second mark, the clock continues to run. Foster steps back up under center, takes the knee, and that should be the final play of the game. As Southern Nash steps off the field after an outstanding comeback, which is hard to believe I'm saying about Southern Nash, but a well-played game by Fike, who played their game, executed their plan, and then Southern Nash's defense stepped up and spoiled everything for them. So your final score, Southern Nash 36, Fike 20. After an 8-8 halftime score, the second half definitely showed to be exciting. Once again, we want to thank our sponsor for tonight, Wilson Mold and Machine. We're very thankful once again for them giving the opportunity both to for Southern Nash News to cover this game live and bring it to all those who are not able to attend, and for the players that they had this opportunity. So next week, as we move on to Northern Nash next week, that will be homecoming for Southern Nash. We will be live streaming, but I'm sure there'll be more people at that game. So not sure what Northern score is tonight. They were leading Hunt by a score of 21-6. We're going to try to get that before we go off the air for you folks. But we will be at Northern Nash next week, a Friday night, at Southern Nash back in Stanhope for our second conference game of the year. So Southern improves to 7-0 overall and 1-0 in the conference. Fike falls to 2-5 and 0-1 in the conference. So we're still looking for the score here. So with the game still in progress, Northern leads by a score of 28-14 over the Hunt Warriors. So next week, kids, you could see both a 1-0